My name is JF. I'm the guitar player from Kataklysm. I've been in a band since the very beginning.
Congratulations, first of all, on the Juno nomination.
Thank you.
I just wanted to get your perspective on real extreme music being recognized here in Canada, because the other nominees like CRYPTOPSY won. It's like there's legitimate, real deal death metal bands.
I find it's nice because, I mean, a lot of countries don't do that. Like, say, if you in the US, you look at the Grammys and it's all commercial stuff. Even in the heavy metal categories, it's like the cream of the crop that sells millions of albums, and you see Metallica and all these big bands in there. And I find it great that Canada recognize a bit more of the underground and what the art is all about. And it's cool. I mean, I was happy when we won in our first Juno in 2015 for Ghosts and Gods. To be honest, it doesn't change anything in our career. It's not going to make or break or do anything different. But when my parents learned about that, they were so proud. Like, my dad was like, "You won a Juno," and it's like validating all the years of whatever we did. And for them, they don't really understand the genre of music that is like now they do, but back then it was all noise when we started. They're like, "What? You're gonna play death metal?" And we're in the garage going like so. It's kind of like a validation for the family, and also like I find it cool myself just to say that like somebody somewhere acknowledge the fact that we had this killer career over the last 30 years. Now we're old people, but we dedicated our lives to this, and to have somebody say, "Hey, you guys deserve an award," I think it's awesome.
Yeah, well, and it's cool to be up there with another band, CRYPTOPSY, that's also out of Quebec.
I mean, like when we first started both bands, we shared a rehearsal space in the 90s, and we basically started this thing together. So to see them win finally after all that, I was really happy.
You've had some great album art over the years. Is it as important now as it was when you first started out?
It is, to me at least, because I mean, I think in heavy metal in general, art is part of the whole thing. Like, because you have the music for sure, it's the thing that's the most important thing as a musician. But then you have like the imagery that comes with it. And like a simple example, when I grew up, what got me into heavy metal was looking at albums back in the old days of the record stores, and I came across the Iron Maiden covers, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And it grabbed my attention, like Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, all that in the early 80s. And I took the cover, I was like, "I want to buy this." I don't know why, but I think it looks amazing. So I took it home, and it changed my life. I got into heavy metal because of Iron Maiden and those albums. And then I started buying other bands, like Metallica, Slayer, like I discovered. And I think I discovered all of this because of the imagery of the cover art. So to me, it's really important still, even though like those stores are not around anymore, or if there's a few left, that they're like independent or smaller things. But I still, it's part of the package. So for me, we're always invest in a good artist, and we like to go with a real artist. Like, we don't want to go AI and all this stuff, even though some of these images I saw from AI are pretty stunning, but we still feel like the last album we decided to go with an artist that could paint, and we thought like it's just part of the thing, you know.
Yeah, how did you guys come upon Eliron? Because Eliron Cantor obviously is becoming a bit of a legend, has done some amazing death metal stuff.
Well, we used them before for XDO album artwork, and we thought like the subject of our last album, which the Goliath team, we thought he was the perfect guy for the job, because he does amazing kind of epic style, like I don't want to say biblical, but like ancient kind of art. And I think his art was like, he was the best guy for this record. So we talked to him, and it was like, no problem. He loves us as people and as a band, and have a good relationship with him. So it's this third time we use him, because we did the Exile record with him, and then we did Kataklysm. It was Waiting for the End to Come. Yeah. So that album we did 2 cover art, because Nuclear Blast was like, we want to release 2 different versions. I don't remember how that came to be. I think we got like the artwork sent from earlier on, and then we had another artist that the label was pushing on us that made a different cover, and we thought both were great, and we didn't know which one to pick. And we actually asked the label, would it be possible to do 2 versions of it? Like, let's do 2 different covers. And then we added a bonus track on one of them just to make it different. Yeah. So, but now working with him again, and it's awesome. And it's hard to go somewhere else when you work with such a talented artist. Like, he seems like an old soul. Like he's been on this earth for hundreds of years or something or whatever, and he paints like those old artists, and I find it amazing.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask about who drew the original. I guess like your logo, the lightning star.
Okay, the old Kataklysm logo.
Yeah.
So that came to be with our original drummer Ariel, which played on the demo and then quit the band. He drew the original idea with the star, and the Kataklysm was kind of attached below it in a different way. And what happened is, when we signed the deal with Nuclear Blast and we did the first EP, my brother-in-law's father was a really good artist, and I gave that to him and said, can you do something cool with this? And he took the original idea and made it better. So he took the letter and they went all around, and it looked like, so the star, like, a lot of people don't even know it's written Kataklysm around, and kind of like a tribal letter. And we thought it was the coolest thing ever. So that became the symbol for the band. But it was my father-in-law, he passed away now. May he rest in peace. But he did that masterpiece for us. And every time we put on a shirt, we sell so much of that shirt. People love that logo, even today. So we keep using it. And that's our first logo. And when we first signed the deal, we told the label that's our logo. And then on the albums, they would put Kataklysm written as like some sort of typewriter font, just so people know it's us. But then we always fitted that logo somewhere in the artwork. Because it was our thing back then. I
love the way it was worked into the first EP.
Oh yeah, the Mystical Gate of Reincarnation. Yeah. This, I have to say, since like till today, that's my favorite artwork I think we ever got, and that was from Sylvain Bell from Montreal. And the reason why we worked with him, he was like kind of like the local hero of artists back in the early '90s, and he was working with bands like Oblivion, but locally. But then he was also an artist for Amorphis, and he did a few Nuclear Blast band in the area in that time period. And we wanted to work with him, and then when he showed us the art, we were all blown away. And I think it was responsible that artwork helped sell that EP, because it was the first thing we sold internationally, and till today, Nuclear Blast told us it's still one of the best-selling EP they ever released.
No way.
Yeah, it's like it's outsold like so many bigger bands, and they always tell us there was magic behind the thing that we released back then, and we're really proud of it. Yeah, Sorcery is the same artist, and we gave them the idea. Actually, the three first, like Sorcery, he did a painting for that, and we had this idea of the sorcerer, like invoking the energy, and you see the logo in the sky, and like the tornadoes, and the weather's going crazy, and the old Kataklysm is starting, and that was the idea behind the Sorcery cover. And then when we did the second record, the Temple of Knowledge, it was also SV Bell that did it. But back then it was starting to be in fashion to do like digital art, or it was like the beginning of that kind of stuff. And he showed us a cover, and we wanted to go like Babylonian, like the temple was meant to be like a Sumerian kind of thing with the theme of the lyrics. But you know, the funny part about that cover is we had no idea that they would put the singer's face on it, and it's something that happened like I think between the singer and him, and he called them and said like I put my face on it and the logo, and we're like, we saw the final thing, we're like, what? But the label was kind of into it, so I guess we kind of let it go, and sometimes there's a line and stuff, and that happened. But I think it's still a cool cover for the early days of digital, and it represented the album very well.
Can you tell me the story, the HEARTBEAST, the two-faced creature that appears on a couple albums?
First time he appeared in the Yums of Devastation, we thought he looked so cool, and that's also another one of my favorite covers. And we thought, hey man, maybe this guy, like the fans like it, and we sold so many shirts of that guy, and we thought maybe he could be like sort of a mascot for us, like Eddie from Iron Maiden, and like other bands have mascots. But we thought, okay, that guy is cool because he's representing like the balance of energy. Like you see him going like takes his heart out, and he has like a balance with money and soul, and it's like kind of like the human embodies the human spirit, and like the way the guy did it, we thought it was perfect, and also represent who we are as a band. So we brought him back on a few different records with the theme of each album, and then eventually we're like, okay, maybe we retire him, because once you do 3-4 albums with the same concept, like we chose to go a different route. But then we brought him back again on the Unconquered, and that was also a cool artwork, and it always works whenever that guy's on the cover. Like people know it's us, and it represents the band.